Lando Norris banished recent qualifying woes to brilliantly beat home favourite Charles Leclerc and McLaren's championship leading teammate Oscar Piastri to win pole for the Monaco Grand Prix. At the end of a typical frenetic and gripping qualifying hour around the narrow confines of F1's most famous track, Norris held provisional pole after the first runs in Q3 and then improved his time twice more as Leclerc briefly usurped him at the top of the shine sheet. Norris' pole winning lap time of 109.9 represented a lap record for the iconic Monaco circuit. He finished a tenth ahead of Leclerc, with Piastri a further half-tenth back to secure his first pole position since March season opener after a series of costly errors in recent Q3s. After crashing in final practice, Lewis Hamilton originally out-qualified Max Verstappen, but a free-place grid penalty dropped him to 7th for impeding the Red Bull driver. Verstappen therefore now starts next to Piastri on the second row and 4th, although he qualified 7 tenths away from pole-sitting McLaren, a disappointing showing for Red Bull. Although already struggling for pace, Mercedes qualifying unravel with Antonelli having a crash in the end of Q1. George Russell then extends in the early stage of Q2 when his Mercedes swapped in the tunnel, and after running over a curb. The only consolation for Mercedes is that the two pit stop rule could allow for strategic strategies to get them back into the top 10. Isaac Hadjar bounced back from hitting a wall twice on Friday to take a fine 6 for Racing Bulls, but Tsunoda once again failed to get into the top 10. Hamilton's penalty promoted Hadjar to 5th, while Lawson took 9th in a sister car. Alonso backed up a promising 5th place on the grid last week with 6th here, while Ocon took 7th for Haas. Much improved Williams, though, suffered a relative disappointment with Albon and Sainz 10th and 11th. It had been a long 10 weeks for Norris since he had appeared to justify his pre-season status as favourite for the Drivers' Championship, cruising to a pole and victory in Melbourne. He then saw Piastri and reigning champion Verstappen share the subsequent 6 poles and race wins between them, with promising practice pace from Norris often led to errors, putting his MCR 3.9 on the absolute limit in what was its final phase of qualifying. But the Briton now turned that trend around with the qualifying session here, traditionally the most important of the year, finishing second faster than Leclerc, who topped all 3 practice sessions in Q1. Norris turned the tables in Q2 and kept it going in Q3. Unlike Ferrari and Red Bull, McLaren then gambled, sending their cars out slightly earlier so they could do 2 push laps, and while Leclerc briefly took pole away from him, Norris was able to snatch him back, and he's admitted it being a long time coming after the struggles he's had. And he's saying Monaco is probably the hardest place to do it, and of course the most important as well. Leclerc was frustrated, saying that was really good and didn't feel they could do much more, but having dominated the weekend, I think obviously it's home race, he was slightly disappointed to miss out. And before I go, let me run you through the classification from the qualifying session at Monaco Grand Prix. Norris on pole, really happy for him. You feel like that could be crucial momentum booster in his champion challenge. Leclerc, wasn't really expecting Ferrari to do well here at all, so I think they'll be pleased with that result, although obviously just frustrated to miss out after such a great start. And then Oscar Piastri, P3, really good stuff from Piastri. I think he's been struggling all weekend, but he's still putting in a good performance, and obviously not where he wanted, but he can definitely get good points from there. Verstappen did a good job, just the Red Bull didn't really have the pace. Hadjar 5th, outstanding once again, he keeps on delivering, as does Alonso. I think Hamilton will be frustrated to miss out, because it's good recovery from that practice crash, obviously a penalty will hit him hard. Ocon in 8th, great job from him, really, really impressive, considering where Behrman is as well. He struggled this weekend with that penalty as well, so great job from Ocon. Lawson did well to get into Q3, but still away off his teammate. Williams will be disappointed not to really achieve their potential. Similar story for Tsunoda, way off Verstappen here, and then Hulkenberg in 13th. I think good job, probably maximised the pace of that Sauber, but for Mercedes, really disappointing. Obviously it's going to be so tough to come back from here. Anthony, another mistake, and Russell just unlucky with that reliability issues. Bortoletto in 16th. Didn't quite have the pace of Hulkenberg, but not far off. And then Alpine really struggling here this weekend. And then Stroll hasn't had the pace all weekend. He's really been struggling. And Behrman, like I mentioned, it's always going to be tough with that penalty. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme, and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.